on these videos, what I do is I draw some cards to get some insights about what's going to be happening in the week ahead, which may serve you as well, as they might click in or give you a prod, maybe give you a poke about what might be possible for you. And I do it so that I have sort of a fresh way of looking at the week ahead. And so this is done every Wednesday. I wanted to just share a little bit with you about curiosity, because I've been thinking about that very deeply, because one of three ways to engage with someone is curiosity. The other two are through their person expressing some kind of fear or desire. I like the curiosity one, and I think that's because of that educator stream, that weaving that goes through me just about in everything that I do. Wanted to just so in terms of the cards, I pulled the letter W, and the five words that went with that W are wonder, wander, wisdom, witness, and welcome. So let me do it in reverse. What became important here was to remind me to welcome those of you who are attending, even in this video. So welcome. And I'm Stephen Hobbs, Legacy Mentor. It's great to be with you. The next one is to remind myself to witness what is taking place around me, or because of me, from me, with me, whatever it might be, is to just witness it and see what it has meaning for me. Then what I do is, what wisdom might I be able to share if a person is ready to take a look at what it is that I want to share? And or what wisdom am I looking for that will be of great help to me? The next one is to wander. And sometimes that is actually in the physical sense of wandering around even your neighborhood or into a forest, doing it safely, of course, but just to wander. And there are times where in the last week, I've actually felt myself wandering a little bit in my imagination and thinking about what's possible, because there's some shifts happening within the wealth movement, and what will affect this younger, older, elder channel. And I'll speak about that at the end of the video. And the other word is wonder. And to wonder leads me into that topic of curiosity, which I will go here in a few minutes. But to just wonder about what's taking place and just taking it in and just reflecting on it, rather than being reflexive, just reacting to what's taking place. It's just taking some time to just take it in and see what meaningful pattern that you can recognize in what's going on. Now, the tree that I associate with the W is willow. And I've always enjoyed a weeping willow by the river. And there's many different willows and subspecies of them. But there is the willow that faces a fungus. And what happens is it actually creates what are called diamond shapes in the willow branches. And I have some here. And I just, to show it to you, is there's a diamond shape here that you see. And so this becomes known as a diamond willow. In my neck of the woods, it's the black diamond willow. And this is actually favored by wood carvers and furniture makers. And a friend of mine, I asked him if he would make some staffs and sticks and wands for me, and he did, out of the black diamond willow. And so I have different lengths of them. You can see them in the back here. I have my actual walking staff and my ceremonial staff. If I'm doing anything that's outdoor related and I want to have my staff with me. And so it's sort of a beautiful tree that I associate with on many different levels: the physical, mental, emotional, the soul, spiritual, the whole versicle. So I just thought that I would bring it to your attention, and maybe there's a tree like that for you that you can go find. Mine was the willow, and I thought that I would just share it with you. And just remember those 5 words that go with that letter W as well. The single word out of the multiple words that I have on my card decks, it was action. Now, this seems to be a recurring theme somehow with what's been happening over the last couple of weeks. And that's why it's really prompted me to think about, okay, is it time to actually take full action rather than smaller actions? And I've decided, yes, that's the case. And that's where the shift in the channel is going to take place. Again, I'll share a little bit more about that at the end of the video. But what's interesting is with the action is just remember is that it's to whatever that action verb is. But if you put an ing with that action verb, so think of it as mentor, mentoring. To mentor has a certain action that implies an outcome. Mentoring suggests the process that you're going to be working with. And one of the things that I've learned over time was to lessen my writing of verbs using ing because it's stronger in my writing to not have the ing. So to speak out to mentor versus mentoring. But there are times where you're attempting to put across an idea of the mentoring process as a whole, and therefore it's timely to put that in. I hope that makes sense, is because many journalists have found that if you write verbs with ing, it sort of takes away a little bit from the strength of the writing that you're presenting. So, food for thought. I leave it with you. The big thought that came out, which is sort of a mapping word or image, it was actually what. And what for me is about resource allocation. So, what allocation of resources is necessary to get mentoring done? What allocation of resources, time, effort, and money is necessary to mentor, as an example? And what it did was it went, oh, okay, I have to really start thinking about, if I'm going to do these shifts, what is the allocation of my time, effort, and money? And so it's been interesting over the last week and the week ahead is that it's going to require quite a bit of shifts in a lot of areas to be able to have it happen. And therefore, that brought out this exploration of the word curiosity, because it was through this curiosity for myself, and I'm hoping with you as well, and you'll let me know in the comments section on the other videos that you watch and take up what it is that I'm going to be offering to you. But curiosity is kind of an interesting term that we sometimes just sort of let slip by without really paying a lot of attention to it. And what I wanted to do was just bring to the foreground some really interesting ways of taking a look at it. So with curiosity, there's a list here, and you can treat this a little bit like an action list. Maybe it's a prompt list, might be a better way of putting it. And curiosity is something that is there. It's you explore it, but one of the things that I want to bring to the foreground, it's that it's a key responsibility of each one of us is to be curious. And for some reason, for those who are along that aging process, for some reason, I hear them often say, well, I'm not really curious about anything anymore. I've done what I needed to do, and I'm just going to sort of go along with what I've got. And I just couldn't do that. I don't know about you. Let me know down below. Is curiosity really important to you? And for me, it is. It's because through it, I want to explore new ideas and seek deeper understanding and the valuing of what's there. Even taking a look at this black diamond willow stick and just really understanding what it means to me and how I value it. You may have other objects, artifacts in your life that you can look at that way. And it's through questioning that you improve focus and what truly matters to you. And that's again why I'm doing what I'm going to be doing here. And to be able to adapt and adopt to the shifting circumstances. There's lots of things happening in our world at this point in time, and being able to understand what do I adopt, what do I adapt, is going to help you challenge to be able to transform the challenges that you have into opportunities and see where that takes you. Then there's to identify ways to contribute, create, and share our wisdom. Remember the W, the wisdom aspect of what wisdom do I have that might be of value, but what wisdom am I searching for that will be of value to me? That's curiosity as well, and I hope for you. And to open up yourself to new perceptions and perspectives, to widen that scope of what's there and reflect on what comes in. And so as to be ready, able, and willing to refine our skills, to be ready to take that action that is necessary at that point in time. And certainly to remain vibrant and resilient and ever evolving. I don't know about you. If you're still at this point in time in the video and you're listening in and taking this in, then aren't you wanting to evolve, to continue to find ways in which to be for the world, with the planet, from the whole? I think that's a great way. And we call that living legacy life as well, to live the legacy that you intend to leave. I find that stimulating. I find that invigorating. I'm enthused by it. And that's why I'm getting into it and really taking a look at really helping to build this foundation of legacy, this notion of guiding olders in their 60s, but it can be 40s, 50s, and 70s, to look at the legacy that would be better, wiser, kinder. And if I can be of help, that's where it is that I'd like to be, is helping those who are looking at it. And that's why I share these videos about Legacy Mentor. These are ideas and these are ways to help you out so that, well, I do this with every conversation I have, but I thought that I would share this one today, this curiosity one, as a bit of an inspiration to you to see if that moves you forward to in your own life and how you're going to live your legacy. So, with that, what I want to do then is just share what's happening, what I'm planning to do, what's afoot. And what I'm going to be doing is taking a look at a reframing, reimagining, rescripting the story of legacy. So, I'm going to do it in this way: nature inspired legacy, and to take a look at legacy connected with nature and nature connected with legacy. So legacy is about the gifts that you offer others, so they can learn from you, to learn something from you. And nature is always gifting, the muse and metaphor. And I thought that I would combine them because I have two YouTube channels, and I kept finding myself, where do I want to spend my time? And then I sort of saw, hang on a minute, if I actually bring the two channels together, then I can explore this nature inspired legacy. Because there's lots of different kinds of legacy storylines and contributions and projects. But if you're interested in legacy from a nature inspired perspective, writing or conservation, sustainability, environmental issues, whatever it might be, and you're looking for some support with your contributions, stories, and projects, then I can be of assistance. And if nothing else, I'm going to work on my own, which is around this awareness from forests, I call awareness. And it's to help persons around the world with agroforestry to create edible forests and food forests to counter hunger in different places around the world. And at the same time, assist the environment with the planting of trees that might help to mitigate some climate sort of waywardness that's happening, or to anchor hills that have been decimated because of cutting of trees. So again, sort of that ecosystem that can follow. And one of the words that I'll be bringing to the foreground is complementarity. And I'll do another video on that. But if you want to look it up, I think you might find it's an interesting term. But I'll either shoot a legacy mentor video on complementarity, or I'll do a separate video on it. I find that it's a really fascinating term that sort of brings to the foreground a lot of this nature inspired legacy contribution stories and projects. And I'm hoping that you will stick around with me, travel with me, give me comments so I can help you, you can help me, and that what we can do is create these agroforests, food forests, edible forests, certainly from my perspective. But what nature inspired projects do you want to get involved with? Let's see how I can help you as well. And just as we close out here, the videos that you're starting to see popping up right now, they are ones that I think would be of great interest to you. One in particular is the one around the power of the words and finding one word, two words, three words. Take a look at that one and see if there's a word that you associate with what it is that you want to be, have, and do with your legacy. And with that, take care.